back everybody to Dark Souls 1. Got my crest shield. Still using the claymore for now because I don't quite have the strength to use the meat cleaver. But we're going to go see the new zone over here. It's called Sen's Fortress. It's also fan named Sen's Funhouse, because boy is it a lot of fun. I've changed a few things, which I will show you now. I'm using the wolf ring and the chloranthy ring, so I can use the crest shield. This is because in this area there's a bunch of enemies with magic. It may look like they have lightning, but I promise you it's magic. So this area's gimmick is traps. So many traps. Ouch. Also, these man serpents are very strong. Like, unbelievably strong. Immediately got a man serpent greatsword. Amazing. I don't recall if man serpent greatswords are any good at all or not. I didn't have it in my build to actually use one. But let's check it out. 10 weight. Oops. It's the wrong button. Boy, I'm still not used to these stupid keyboard controls after all this time. 110 physical, B class, strength scaling, weighs 6, 24 strength required. It's not fantastic. I mean, single-bladed bloodstained greatsword. Yeah, no kidding. Luckily, we're not an ordinary human, huh? What did I do while you were gone? I don't think anything particularly. May have upgraded some gear. I can't really recall if I did anything particularly special. Sen's Funhouse, hooray, swinging pendulums. What's really nice about this, and about all of Dark Souls 1, is that you see something like this and it's totally impossible, right? It's a perpetual motion device, basically. Like, what could possibly be keeping this all running? Well, guess what? That will actually be explained. It shows what moves the pendulums, it shows what moves the other traps. It's very cool. It's one of the great strengths of FromSoft with their environmental storytelling and their, oh god, their level design, is that they actually bother to show things like this. And this segment's pretty tough because this guy's shooting crap at you. You're trying to dodge. Four-hit combo will take care of it. I think the Cobra hooded ones are ladies, and they are spellcasters. There's a famous video about two types of Dark Souls players, about artificial difficulty. They use this as an example. See this little raised plate? There's a video where the one person runs through, steps on this, gets shot, and goes, "Oh, artificial difficulty, how could I possibly have known that was going to be here before I died?" And the second type of player looks carefully, sees there's a raised plate, looks over here, there's a hole in the wall. What ho, a trap, I should be wary, and I'd approach with my shield raised. Hit my charts. And then the joke version, the third option is, "Fuck yeah, motherfucker," and he's just rolling everywhere. That's not in the original video, though. So this guy exists to get bowled over by that Boulder. Bowled by the boulder. Damn you. And serpents. And he killed me. But he followed me to my death. That guy exists to get destroyed by the boulder to show you that there's a trap coming up. It's a nice little thing. I want those souls back because I need to level up. I need to get stronger. Make me stronger. But this time... Come on forward, guys. I know you're here. This time I will step on this trap. And make it hit them. Get a little bonus damage out of it. Hey, double kill. Nice. You can do that in several places in this. Some enemies are coded to stand back and not run into traps. Like the man serpent that's casting lightning at you. She just stays there and, oh, check out that frame rate. And does not run forward. If you get hit here, you fall into the pit. If you don't die, then there is an area below you. Ah, damn it. Ouch. Oof. Close one. God, you just have to stand here and trade hits like you're standing on a dime. Doing one of those blood sport, stand on the edge of a knife and beat on each other type fights. You can sort of fireball these. I wanted to back her up into the trap. Oh well. I'm going to call the caster ones with the cobra hoods, I'm going to call them her. I'm not entirely sure if they're supposed to be a female or not. That's just what I've always considered them to be. I thought they were. This guy not here this time? Can you get wrecked some other way? Oh, whatever. I'm not going to complain. Maybe he's a one and done. Nope, doesn't come this way yet. See, there's one sleeping right there. We'll let him sleep. Make sure you get well rested, buddy. Let's let one go by. Then book it. They make it so you have just enough time to get behind cover before the next boulder comes through. Oh! Thank you, Boulder. You're a big help. And these are worth 500 souls each, so they're like not nothing. I'm gonna get behind here. And here is a chest. Ring of Steel Protection. This one is plus defense, physical defense, right? Sure is. There's defense versus physical attacks. Damn it. Every time. Let's equip this and then look at it. Or not. Oh my god. It's insert. I know it's insert. I think I'm pressing insert. I'm not pressing insert. Frick. King Rendell, but for defense physical attacks. Okay, not even that exciting. This one gives you a bit of lore about the world. It's completely pointless. But if you like that kind of thing, you can check it out. There's also some stuff to the right, but I will check that out later. Because, as you might have guessed, there is a way to turn off the infinite boulders. Hello, friend. Ooh, I forgot that one comes from behind me. Almost had a bad problem there. I thought it came from in front, but it comes from behind. Damn it all. So there's a new sound you may be hearing, this horrible creaking. You have two directions you can go here. Go with the flow or against it. You want to go against the flow. This device is knocking the boulders. But this thing right here is changing the direction they get knocked in. So I can go this way, knock a boulder that way. Go this way, knock a boulder this way. This is the way it was. Did you notice that little health bar just there for a second? So now what we're doing is we're knocking all the boulders out into space. This just goes off into nowhere. This is basically a disarmed trap now. If you may have noticed a little life bar pop up. Remember the sleeping guy I mentioned? Well, he just got hit by a boulder, and he was not very happy about that. He's not dead, but he is now damaged. Hey. Oh. Just ended it all? Oh no, he's coming around to get me. Really hard to fight you in such enclosed areas. Whew. Okay, so you may remember Griggs of Vintime, right? Well, there's another character here who is a higher level sorcery caster, sorcery vendor.
You seem quite lucid. A rare thing in these times. I am Logan. I'm a bit cooped up, as you can see. I have a bright idea. Suppose you set me free. I'm old and empty-handed, but I could repay you with knowledge and sorcery. This place is melting my mind. The inactivity is repressive.
So, you gotta find the key and get him out. There's a quest line associated with Big Hat Logan there. And he is a notable character from Vintime. I believe if I had been following Griggs and talking to him regularly, he would have mentioned something about Big Hat Logan here. It's just like there's 2 or 3 ranks of vendors for each type of magic. And he is the upper echelon of sorcery vendors. Okay, let me drop down here and get these items very carefully. I'm super nervous that one's gonna come barreling down on top of me even though I disarmed this trap. Can I drop here without dying like crazy? Let's try it. Ouch. Shottel. This is one of the better curved swords in the game. What's his name? Lautrec uses 2 of them. He dual wields them, actually. I didn't actually talk to this guy either, but he was sitting at the gate before.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a ball to be precise. I'm afraid I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I sit in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
So here's like another of my favorite characters in this game. Siegmeyer of Katarina, the Onion Knight. Katarina people seem to favor this type of onion bassinet helmet and his kind of rotund looking armor. And he was sitting at the entrance of Sen's Fortress before I rung the Bell of Awakening. And he would have been like, seems like I can't get in. This gate won't open no matter what I do. I guess I'll sit and wait for someone to solve my problem. And then he did. They came in here and ran up against this boulder trap and said, can't outrun those boulders. I guess I better sit here and wait for someone to come along and turn it off. He's very jovial. He's very, actually, quite heroic and competent, but he lacks a few things. He knows his weaknesses. He's a middle-aged man who likes to go on adventures.
Perhaps I could try some rolling. Bah, no chance. My head would spin.
So, technically, since the boulders are still falling, he won't move, but there will be an option, not an option, but there will be an opportunity to stop those boulders from falling a bit later on. Because I did mention this game, its level design and environmental storytelling means that everything like this is actually explained. It has a reason, it has a mechanism behind it. It's visible within the world. So once we get this completely turned off, shoot. May have screwed up here. Oh, I actually died from that. Because I got 2 hit. How did this get moved back around? Interesting. Interesting, I mean, BS. That sucks. That shouldn't have happened. Also, I've been so eager to play more Dark Souls that I started up a game of Dark Souls 2 on my personal time. If you remember from Fun Times with Friends, Nimbus, I got him into the Dark Souls series because he decided he wanted to play Sekiro, this game that everyone's talking about. I said, you want to play Sekiro and you've never played a Soulsborne game? I'm sure you have one of the Dark Souls games, at least, from Humble Bundle. And he said, yes, I do. And his first Dark Souls game was Dark Souls 3, which is probably the worst possible option, especially because Dark Souls 1 is, I think, the best game in the series. And as you go back in time, you're sort of, from release order, you're sort of losing cool features and whatnot that that got added to the game as the series went on. Is this still here? No? Well, I guess we gotta fight this man-serpent caster. The casters are quite a bit physically weaker. It took 3 stabs. Or, 3 hits. Ouch. Okay, almost back to where I was. Actually, let me let another boulder go by, because I'm nervous about getting smushed again. Oof. That's just barely. So it seems like this got moved somehow. I don't know if, like, an enemy came by and did that, or what. Anyway, kind of sucks. The indication for the rolling ball, other than that one guy that gets bowled over, is of course the track that the ball goes down, is these staircases, and they're worn smooth. Like they have a groove in the middle from where the ball has been rolling over and over. Damn you. I can actually drop from up here, I do believe. Can I? I think I can. Again, I've been playing Dark Souls 2. This drop would be lethal in Dark Souls 2. It was just a solo of Proud Knight. I'm kind of doing this out of order a little bit now. Nah. Black Sorcerer. This is the improved sort of sorcerer set. Of course, that's Sorcery Hush. Notice my footsteps make a little bit of noise. I mentioned in an earlier part, I think, that enemy detection is based on the sound of your movement. So if you walk, notice your footsteps are much quieter. If you're wearing cloth armor like I am, your footsteps are much quieter. If you're wearing like chainmail or plate, you have a clattering sound to your footsteps that makes you much, much louder. Notice there's blood on this elevator. Oops. I thought this was the one that's going down. As I say it, I get caught by it. Anyway, the elevator goes up again on the spikes, and goes down. So this is actually an up elevator, not a down elevator. because it goes back down. So I think, excuse me for the yawn, I think this is a area I'm going through backwards a little bit because of my little shortcut I did there. Okay. Ah, yes. Then this little thing over here is that. And then this one on this side should be go downward. Right? Isn't it? Oh god, I'm getting lost. This zone's layout isn't that confusing, but somehow I manage to get lost in it every time. It's not like Blighttown. Blighttown is just a horrible mess that I always get lost in. Hey, buddy. Why don't you come back over here and fight me? Oh, you can't, huh? Well, you can go in that pit. That's fine. So, here's the pendulums. See where we are now? And that was a slumbering dragon crest ring. I believe that is extra spells per attunement slot. Extra castings of a spell. This is another way you can get down into the pit. I have to actually double check what is in that pit before I jump down there, because it is quite difficult of a zone to get through. There are Titanite demons down there. Ooh, very scary. I almost got hit. There are Titanite demons down there. There's more man serpents. And the entire area is like muck. It's like ankle deep mud. So you have to have the rusted iron ring to walk around in there and fight in there effectively. Okay, let's go through this zone again to make sure I'm doing it right. Oh god. Don't accidentally double tap the run button. That is bad to do. At some point, the traps do reset. So let me actually sit here and see if the balls come down again. Yeah, so when you leave the area, all the traps get reset. That's interesting. Oof. Didn't quite make it. Doing kind of okay on Estus, though. There is a way up this way. Oh, this is a good one. See the ones on the left? Someone just got hit. Not sure where. Did I... okay, now I actually am lost. Is this the right way for me to go, or is this where that one serpent was shooting lightning at me? Oh, screw.